Okay, we are starting this again. Everything should be just fine. So, welcome back to The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. That's right. We left off in the cave. As much as I love the audio, that was too high. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of stuff that we will be able to sell, and a fair amount of money. As I was saying before the technical difficulties in a stream that we will probably not be showing again, that's right. This is going to be... Oh no, we're too heavy. This is going to be the first out of several videos I post this month. I have a... Let's see, we just need to get rid of 5 pounds. There we go. I have 16 videos ready to post this month. Oh, that is beautiful. I'll be talking more about that on my Friday video, but everyone should plan on seeing a video almost every day from me this week. There'll be a Monday video, a Tuesday video, a Thursday video, and a Friday video. And they will be early morning stuff. But one of the things that I will tell you right now is definitely plan on me having a live stream Monday mornings, right about now, which is 9 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're living on the East Coast, that's going to be noon. If you're living between the East Coast and the West Coast, that's going to be either 10 or 11. If you live somewhere else entirely, well, that's just going to be a different time then. So yeah, that's what's happening channel-wise. I'm really excited, especially because of what I have coming up, which, again, I would love to share right now. I'm not going to, because I've got a really good Friday video for that. And that Friday video will be the end of the week wrap-up. I've just got to try and remember where I am. Because my two goals right now, in-game, are to either make it back to Caldera to sell my stuff, and then make it back to Balmora, or just make it back to Balmora, sell my stuff there, and finish the quest. Which, if you remember from... it's either the beginning of last episode or 2 episodes ago, I got a quest from the Fighters Guild in Balmora. And here's Caldera. Excellent. Fun thing about this game, and it follows the RPG conventions of the time. If you want to find quests, you just have to talk to people and figure out who the quest givers are. If you... Yeah, and then once you have the quests, there's no markers on the map or anything like that. There's just... you do what they say. There is usually a journal like this. I can search by topics or by date. Balrog wants me to deliver a note he gave me to his friend. Did I finish that? Do I still have the note? Note from Arnold. I do still have the note from Bug Roll. Got a bunch of stuff to sell to you. Nope, you know what? I'm going to do this in the way that I sell him 1 arrow at a time. They're worth 1 gold. He'll give me 1 gold, and it will up what he thinks of me by 1 each time. So I can hopefully get more money for these things. Ooh. How is that shard sword versus what I have? Slightly better. Well, if I thrust with it, I will keep the shard sword. The shard sword is slightly better than what I have, so... I know, selling to merchants, not super fun. I keep meaning to do that off-screen between the streams, but I also keep forgetting to do that. So I apologize for the boring stuff. But yeah, this is one of my 2 favorite games. The other one being Baldur's Gate by BioWare, that came out about 4 years before this game did. So this game came out in 2002. I don't remember when in 2002, but Baldur's Gate came out in 1998 in November. And I started playing it I want to say probably in spring of 99. And I say that because I remember really, really well going over to my best friend at the time's house, because he wanted to show me this awesome new game that his dad had gotten. And we lived in Michigan at the time, which is, you know, where I'm originally from. And he and I, at that point, only lived, I want to say, 4 or 5 blocks apart. Um, and so, you know, I think it was like after school one day. Maybe it was a Saturday. He and I, he was at my house for some reason, which that happened a lot. We spent more time at my house than we did at his. But he and I walked over to his house, and the reason why I think it was spring is because there wasn't any snow. I distinctly remember there's no snow on the ground when we walked. So that's why I think it was the spring of '99. So that was sort of my introduction to both well, not too long before I started playing that game, I did start playing, or I read The Hobbit not too far before that. And then, you know, after The Hobbit, oh, I forgot. I ended the thing with him, but I wanted to repair. Darn. Um, so he and I walked over to his house, and he showed me this awesome game, and my life was never the same. Yeah, a couple years after that whole thing happened, like by the time I was playing this game, Morrowind, in 2002, he and I weren't friends anymore. He decided when we entered middle school that he was going to get a bunch of friends and be one of the cool kids. Even if that meant losing all of the friends he had had up to that point. Because we were total nerds. And that's what happened. And yeah, he and I went our separate ways because in his mind it was more important to be liked by as many people as possible. So yeah. Okay, everything is repaired. Most of the stuff is sold. The only stuff that isn't sold is the stuff that he won't buy. So let's head to Balmora.
Sorry, stranger. My time is short, so get on with it.
I keep hitting the M button to open up the map. That doesn't open up the map. It's right-click that opens up the HUD. What the hell is that? Ah, shit. Okay, let's put the sword on. That is the thing about this game being from 2002. It does not have a modern control scheme. And that is semi-annoying. Oh, this one was diseased. Awesome. Do I have his disease? No. So yeah, that was kind of a story about one of my childhood best friends and my introduction into fantasy. I made a video a while ago that kind of talked about it, but essentially it went in like 1996. I was introduced to the game uh, Warcraft 2 by my dad, which is really bizarre. Warcraft 2 is so different than every other piece of media he consumes. But he loves the shit out of that game. To this day, like, for several years, he kept a shitty laptop just because it was able to play Warcraft 2 on. And it was that important to him. And when I say it's very different, hello, new people. I'm in the middle of telling a story. Talking about how weird it is that my dad used to play Warcraft 2. So, when I say it's very different, the only other computer games that he's ever played that I'm aware of is Microsoft Flight Simulator. He played several versions of that game. And then, you know, when he reads, he tends to read things like Tom Clancy novels, and other things like that. And then Warcraft 2 is just this really bizarre outlier that is completely different from everything else media-wise. It's weird. But, so, Warcraft 2 was sort of my introduction to gaming, which is awesome, and fantasy. And then The Hobbit, as I've mentioned, I read that when I was 7 or 8. And then after that, I started playing. Just a second, I'm trying to remember who the clother is. I think it's this guy. Yeah. I started playing EverQuest. That happened in like 99 or 2000, I think, is when I started playing that. And then I played that for a while and got to the point where I was pretty much over it. And my mom introduced me to this game. And this game is the final game that sort of cemented my feelings about fantasy. And a couple years after I started playing this game, I started playing D&D. Although you could argue with Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, I don't remember when I started playing that, but I started playing that at some point. Right, E is jump. Yeah, I started playing Baldur's Gate 2, and you can argue with Baldur's Gate 2 starting in the late 90s. I'd been playing D&D since then, but I sat down with tabletop in 3.5 in 2004. So yeah. But hello, other person. Glad to have you. That's what it is. Telvanni agents. I got 400 gold for that. Let's talk about advancement. Are we at the time where we need to do 2 missions to advance? Yeah. Okay. So I want to return a code book. Fuck. I hate this mission. What time is it? 12 a.m. I'm gonna go down here. Rest. It's now 5 a.m. I'm gonna have to go kill the people in the south wall.
Go ahead.
So with this game, you can join all of the different guilds, but yeah. Or no, maybe I talk to her and she gives me a fake one that I return. Is that what happens? I don't remember. Let's persuade her. Okay. Excellent. That was so much easier than I thought it was. I remember one of the last missions you have to do for the Fighters Guild is in Vivek, and you have to kill the head of the Thieves Guild. Got 50 gold for that. Shit. Luckily, that only cost me like 30. I am a swordsman in the Fighters Guild. Most of the way to level 4. I have no reputation yet. Protector. I don't know if okay, I do. It's Longblade, right? Yes. Okay. I was worried there for a second. I wasn't sure if I had the right skills. There's a corner club in Suran. 200 septums. I get 100 for it. Where is Suran? I think I remember it being up here. Wait, let's see if I can ask. Can you tell me where Suran is? No. My journal let me know. Let's look at topics S. Uh, 2 seconds. I remember I have a map that came with the collector set that I got. Okay, I am back. So not too long ago, I got the Elder Scrolls Anthology Collection, which has Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I already have Skyrim, so that's a thing. But one of the things it comes with is a map of each game area, which is awesome. Okay, there's Balmora, Shadanine, Ebonheart. Ah, okay, I was completely wrong about where Suran is. So I've got to go back to Peligad. Or go through the Fields of Camu. Okay. So that is what I will do. Close the journal. I could probably buy a Stilt Strider journey and get at least to Vivek. I'm not going to. I'm going to travel the long way round. And wow, there's a decent amount of lag between what I'm doing on my screen and what I'm showing on the live stream page on YouTube. So according to my map, I go over here to Fort Moonmoth. And it should be over this way. Okay, so there's Fort Moonmoth. Peligad, this way. So what I think it is the I should go left here. That single signpost should say Suran, with the other two saying Peligad and either Ciadanine or Vivek. Vivek is the biggest city in the game, and we will get there eventually. Yep, Vivek and Peligad. Oh, that says to the Ghost Gate. We don't want to go to the Ghost Gate yet. But going to that general area should be about right. Right, let me pull out my map again real quick. No. We want to go towards... We want to go most of the way to Peligad. What? Okay, no. That just sounded like the combat music there for a second. Let me go into options really quick. Preferences. Always use the best attack. So I'm going to be thrusting a lot with this sword from now on. Okay. Molegmar, Mount Cat. Suran is this way. Excellent. So yeah, I'm actually really excited about how this channel will be going from this week on. And hopefully we will see a whole bunch of stuff that will lead us to awesomeness. And I hope everyone who sees this is subscribed and watches the stuff. And if you're not, please do. I would very much appreciate it. And what is this? I don't remember. Here in the fields of Camus, Vivek acted as a beast of burden for a poor farmer who could not harvest muck sponge after his guar died. So Vivek is a living god. One of several. Who are you and why are you out here? My friend is lost. Edris Oril. I think he's this way. If I remember right, he found a couple of things mating and they killed him. That's what I remember happening to him. But I'm not sure. Yeah, the mating Kagodi. Yeah, if I remember right, this is his book. I don't think there's a body. I think it's just the book. But this should bring me to, yep, I am almost to the next level. Okay. He dropped his book. He's dead. I know he's dead. I just don't remember what I need to find to finish the quest, as far as the game is concerned. Oh, wait, maybe? No, there he is. Okay. He's not dead. He's just an idiot. Gotta go reunite them because reasons. He's not missing anymore. There he is. I really don't have time for this either. Gotta go around this lake. But let's check out this weird little hut. Oh, we could steal a bunch of salt rice. Or what's in the barrels? Kwama eggs. At first, it seemed the fuss about the Never Nareen prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dunmar have been waiting for Lord Narivar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years, an Ashlander appears, and the tribes call him the Incarnate. And then the temple goes out, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much about it? I've never seen a successful adventurer who didn't carry a couple of divine intervention scrolls with him on long expeditions. 2 reasons: emergency exit, and it lets you move a lot more loot than you can carry on foot. And faster goes without saying. Little secret: if you're thinking of traveling up country near Shiogorad, or out Moleg Amar way, or inside the Ghost Fence, you need to know about Caporus. It's a disease that turns normal creatures into beasts, turns men into twisted, mad lumps of flesh, superhumanly strong and full of hatred. You get Caporus from fighting with diseased creatures. It's hard to get Caporus, but harder to get rid of it. In fact, I hear there is no cure. Some lore. The blight is a sickness you get from being outside during ash storms. The sickness comes from Red Mountain. It makes normal creatures into terrible monsters. Hello! We have 3 people watching right now. That is the most we've had all stream. Although this is not the first time that we've had 3 people watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining me to play a little bit of Morrowind. As I've mentioned before, I've been playing this game since it was new, off and on, for the last 15 years. and I've never actually beaten it. So that is the goal of this series of live streams, is to beat my favorite game for the first time. There's something in the fog right there. Oh, it looks like there's another farmhouse. This one with a much more impressive dock. Thought I saw a mud crab over here. Apparently not. Let's check my athletics. See how close. I'm not really close to the next level of athletics. One of the things with this game is athletics is a skill, and if it's a major or minor skill, it helps you level up, and you level up that skill by running. So an easy way to level up in the game is to have athletics and acrobatics be major skills, and just run everywhere and jump. Um, it's kind of cheating, but yeah. He is a farmer. He's also a red guard. He's got the same rumor as the other farmer we just talked to. If you find yourself stumbling into trouble when you're tired, stop being so reckless. Keep an eye out. If you're entering unfamiliar territory and you think it might be hostile, slow down to a walk. Look around, catch your breath, and be ready for trouble. Secret, talk to everyone. In case you didn't know, weapons and armor are less effective when they get worn out. Repair them yourself if you have the skill, or take them to a smith for repair. This should be his hut. Oh, he has a slave. Okay. That is something that I will probably get involved in at some point in this game. There's a quest line where you can liberate the Khajiit, and I think Argonians are also slaves, but definitely the Khajiit. And I think my Nord warrior would do that. That's something I would like to believe I would do in real life faced with that situation, but you never actually know until you're there, so. Okay, keep following this path around. We'll get to Suran. And we're actually probably going to end the stream when we reach Suran, depending on how close we are to Suran right now. Because I'm going to end the stream in about 10 minutes. No, here's a plantation. Let's see how big of a dick the owner is. I do love how Morrowind looks. The architecture is wonderful. Bethesda just put so much into this game. Where is this person? Ah, there they are. I'm Nirvana, Yuli's noble and councilman of the great house of Hello. House Telvanni is one of the 3 great houses. There's also House Hello. which I might join at some point. Latest rumors. Abolitionists. Little advice. If you do the crime, pay the fine, don't do the time. You might think a little hard labor isn't a bad price to pay, but while you're breaking rocks for the Empire, you lose the edge in your useful skills. Yeah. It sucks. No great house may build new settlements on Verdenfall without Duke Dren's approval, but, quote, rogue Telvanni occupied many sites on Verdenfall. She is a noble of the House Hallu, which is the most imperial, pro-imperial houses, but I remember there being issues with all three houses of various kinds. If I remember right, Hallu is the one that is most pro-slavery, for example. So one of the reasons why I'm not trying to use the Stilt Strider towards Suran is, number one, I get to increase my skills somewhat, and number two, simply it costs money, and I'm not getting paid a lot for this job. So the more I can do, basically the more I can do without spending money, the better. And we are in Suran. So we are looking for Telvanni Distill, who owns a corner club. Nope, we don't want to go to the Suran slave market. If I remember right, this corner club is a strip club. No. No, that leaves the town. I know a couple of places like Bamora and Cietanine and Vivek to a lesser degree. Like the back of my hand. But these other places like Suran, not so much. Let's see if I can ask for... Okay, specific place. I don't care about the plantations. I'm looking for the corner club. Which is somewhere here in town. It's not a big town either. Cool. Got speechcraft from reading that book. Nope. The pawnbroker. Smith. Ah, here it is. The House of Eternity. Or, Distile's House of Earthly Delights. That's what it is. Debt money. I'm going to persuade. I'm going to try and admire. Intimidate. God damn it. Can I bribe? Well, there goes money. There goes... yeah. So as I said, this is a strip club. But that is going to be all for today. Thank you to everyone who watched. And expect to see a new video from me tomorrow.